All right, unique Mecca audio, man. This one is about the Sureños when they took over a M unit in Lum Park 2003. You know what I mean? In about the spring. You know what I mean? I'm there. I'm in the shoe. You know what I mean? I'm locked up for some crazy crap. You know, and so you understand the shoe. You send lines, send kites, and things like that. But the Sureños always jumping on the police. That's why I respect the Sureños because you know what I mean. They don't respect no authority other than they rules, they laws, and they structure. They very well structured. I give them that. Big shout out to the Sureños for being so structured. Big shout out. Big shout out. Big shout out. Big shout out. Let me say this. Let me say this for the record, and I'm gonna stamp the Sureños right now so y'all understand. You know, and that's a whole nother race, another car, and a whole nine. The Sureños, they don't take no shorts. They on what you call man time. If you violate, they don't care who you are, you will be punished. That's how the Sureños roll. You know what I mean? And they're very well structured. You know what I mean? And very well mannered to the COs and everything. You know what I mean? But every once in a while, you get a little clown CO because don't forget, you got men in here 40, 50 years old, 60 years old and older, and they bringing COs in 19, 20, 21, 22, just coming back from the war. You know what I mean? So they get first dibs to go get a job in the Federal Bureau P because it's all connected to the, you know, the security budget. You know what I mean? So this is the type of crap that they do. So you bring a 19-year-old kid in there and you got him talking to a man 40 years old that's a knowing killer. You understand what I'm saying? Knowing gangster, and you sitting there playing these games. You know what I mean? I mean, come on, my nigga. Don't do that. So now, you know, picture you having to tell a 19-year-old man, young man, you know, yes, sir, no, sir, and playing these games. You know what I mean? You know that's awkward. I know a female officer that was working there, and she quit because she said she didn't like being addressed as ma'am by older men that was her father's age. I think she was about 20. You know what I mean? She said she didn't feel comfortable 40-something, 50-year-old man come up to her and talk to her, or even a 70-year-old man, 60-year-old man, and when he talked to her, you know what I mean? He said, excuse me, ma'am, could I have some toilet paper? Excuse me, miss, could I have some toilet paper? She said it felt too awkward and she didn't want that job because she already see it was going to lead to something. But now we in Lum Park, you know what I mean? So I'm in the shoe, and, you know, that's when I told you about the joint where, you know, the man that called himself a woman, you know, that was named Kitty. You remember Kitty? You know what I mean? And remember the other dude that came up there to get with, the white guy and the black dude had the, you know, was big and swole and, you know what I mean? He came up there trying to get with, you know, this is during that time over there in Lum Park in the shoe. So now I'm in the shoe, and it's like these young police don't know how to act. And like I said, you know, men is not putting up for nothing. So the Sureños is all men, so they wasn't putting up with nothing. So what the Sureños do is, they up there, they drinking one day. You know, I'm mixing the two stories up. I don't want to tell it like it is because, you know what I mean, that make me feel a little uncomfortable. So I'm going to mix a couple of the stories up with the Sureños because all this is true facts that happened. Now, the Sureños is up there, they drinking wine in the cell. So while they drinking wine in the cell, all the police know inmates drink wine, you know, they shoot dope, sniff dope, whatever. Just do it in your cell and be respectable and allow, you know, the COs to go home at the end of their 8 hours and they don't have any issues. But they get a young boy that felt like he was some type of super cop. You know what I mean? So he come up in there and, you know, dudes drinking, they partying. It was one of the, you know, brother's birthday. This is what happened, you know what I mean, in M Unit. Now, I'm going to mix the two up. If y'all from there, y'all would know what I'm talking about. But these are two different incidents. But this is one of the factual things. They ain't there drinking. So while they drinking, the police come in there. The police is telling them, hey, y'all not allowed to drink. You know what I mean? They said, man, all right, come on. We just partying. It's the homie birthday. And it was real respectable. Says the homie birthday, we just drinking, having a good time. You know, we partying. We'll hold the noise down if we being too noisy. And if the lieutenant come in, we'll take it in the cell. They being more than respectable because that's all any police asks is take it in the cell if the lieutenant come to sign the book so it looked like he running his unit good. Because this is one man running a unit with like 130 men. You know what I mean? And 90% of them is killers. You know what I mean? So he goes in the cell to go do what he got to do. You know what I mean? And when he come back out, the police went downstairs and he come back upstairs, and now he got what they call a breathalyzer. So he got a breathalyzer. He come over there to the dudes on the top, and he's saying, yo, give me a breathalyzer. I think you drunk. Dude said, man, what do you mean you think? You don't need to think. I am drunk. And he pulled the wine to his head and started chugging. Say, yeah, I'm drunk. You know what I mean? I told you it's my man's birthday, and I take your ass downstairs because now you're being disrespectful. Now you're being a bugaboo. As they say in the South, now you're being worrisome. Y'all ever heard that one? That's that old South story. I heard that back in the 80s when I first went down South. You know what I mean? One of the chicks I was talking to used to tell me, nigga, you worrisome. You know what I mean? She didn't say worrisome. She said you worrisome. You know what I mean? So that's how I learned that. But dude tell him, man, it was funny to even hear. You know what I mean? I guess the Sureno must have been around a black dude from the South or something. I must have heard him talking because he told the police, you being worrisome, man. Get up out of here, man. And the police like, no, I want a breathalyzer. And he's talking all strong. At 19, 20 years old, talking strong to a grown killer in his 40s, in the best of shape. So my dude go out there and do 1,000 burpees a day like it's nothing with the car. So he said, man, yo, get up out my face. So the police said, no, I want a breathalyzer now. So dude said, nah, man, he mushed the cop. He said, man, get out my face with that crap. You know, so when he does that, he hit the deuces. So when he hit the deuces, now they know they coming up there. Now they, you know, the Surenos know they gonna act up. So when the police come running up the stairs, to help their man is still up there and he talking crash. So they just grabbed him in the room and went to whooping him. You know what I mean? So they beat him like he was nothing. So all the police run upstairs to go rescue him, and all the Surenos is up there. They fighting. They tearing the joint up. You understand what I'm saying? So now they got the little police in the joint, so they hold the little police hostage. You know what I mean? And they tell them, like, y'all need to get up out of here. Yo, that's when the first time, since I've been in prison, because it's an older prison, I'm in Lompar. This is the first time I heard them hit a siren, and it didn't sound like this. You know? It was like, and when they did that joint there, if y'all was in Lompar, you know what I'm talking about. When they hit that siren, it wasn't the deuces, it's some other type of siren that was on top of the prison. When they hit that joint, all the more racist Europeans from in that little Lompar, California area, you know, that was volunteered to come in case of emergency just like this, they all came up in the prison. You know what I mean? And now they don't call like the National Guard and everybody came in, but them Surenos was rocking and rolling in that unit. They tore that joint up. They made a statement. They was rocking and rolling so hard and terrorized that unit so bad that they wound up turning that prison, you know what I mean? They wound up turning Lompar into a FCI, into a Federal Correctional Institute. That's FCI. They turned it into a medium because they knew it was out of control as a pen. Remember at the pen, you know what I mean? I'm going to give you something else just to ride with it. You know what I mean? And we're going to get back to that. Like I said, let me ride. Let me ride. All right? Now, they did some, you know, stuff like this so you understand, you know, how thorough the Surenos is. I'm giving y'all two stories in one. I couldn't really cap it here and get a little, you know what I mean, monetization off on that. But I'm going to give you this because I like y'all. You know what I mean? The Cash App is going to be on the screen. Make sure you use the Cash App. You like the story. That's the Instagram. You can tell them a piece of shit for asking for a Cash App, but they get the Cash App on the screen for the men that know that the game is to be sold, not told. So now, the Surenos, they got a female that's bringing in, you know, the dog food. You know what I mean? They was getting the black tar. They bringing in the dog food. So they got the dog food coming in. So now, this was a Sureno female, but she's from a Sureno environment on the street. So they pushed up on her, she bringing it, and then it's this white female that's talking to a black dude from Atlanta. Big shout out from Atlanta. You know what I mean? I'm make the title, you know, Surenos in Atlanta. You know what I mean? But it was a Lompar, it was a Atlanta dude that was there that was talking to this white girl, blonde hair, blue eyes, nice little shape, about 140 pounds. Good shape. You know what I mean? For a dude in prison, she was a dime. In prison, she was a 10. Plus a bag of chips. You know what I mean? On the street, she might have been a 6. You know what I mean? Or a 5. You know, she definitely wasn't a 4. She was kind of cute. You know what I mean? She was kind of cute. She wasn't the ugly kind of cute. She was just kind of cute. Right? So now, she's sitting there, and this white girl is letting the black dude out the cell to go in the unit team office 3 o'clock in the morning count so they could have their little romp in the back. You know what I mean? The Sureno, she wanted in on the action, and she wanted to get some black down south anaconda. You know what I mean? So she hooks up with the white girl, But she did it sloppy. The Sureno affiliated chick, she did it sloppy and got knocked. You know what I mean? This got nothing to do with the riot, so y'all know, because y'all love to go in the comments. You know what I mean? Just telling you another story from Long Park. You know what I mean? Show you how official the Sureno is. So now, she's messing with a black dude from the South also. You know what I mean? And she brings him in some Black and Mild, and he's stupid enough, because they wasn't even selling Black and Mild in the compound. He's stupid enough to smoke the Black and Mild in the day room where the police see him with the Black and Mild. So now they watching him. They watch her. Dudes dropping what they call kites, which is little notes telling everything. They tell them that, you know, the Sureno female bring it in. So they grab her and they put her on suspension. They put her on suspension like the end of the month. But the first of the month is when the second of the month is when she normally bring in that dog food. You know what I mean? So now she can't bring it in because she's suspended. So the Sureno's so official, they rolled up on the white girl and said, you got our mule caught. So now you got to be our mule, or we going to go see your family. You know what I mean? So she gets scared to death, so she start bringing the pack in. So now she bringing the pack in, you know, the white girl. So while she bringing the pack in, the Sureno girl is on suspension. You understand what I'm saying? So now as she bringing it in, she's scared to death, but she doing it. You understand? So her and the Sureno girl talk on the outside. So then they let the Sureno girl back in. Then I knew something was going on. Come to find out some higher ups was involved in this, because there was a lot of black tar they was bringing in. And from them bringing it in, you know, the administration was eating off and letting us have it. I mean, they had to, because, I mean, every time they bring the dog food in, I don't care if they bring it in, if it come in at 10 in the morning, by 11 in the morning, somebody OD'd. You know what I mean? Now the deuce is running, police come down and save somebody's life because they done, you know what I mean, shot up too much of that, you know, that black tar, you know? But bottom line, you know, just to show you that the Surenos told the girl straight up, if you don't bring it, we're going to see your family. You know what I mean? And of course, you know, they must have, you know, I don't know, speculate, let her know we know where your family at. Don't even play no games, because you live out here in the town and we got people in the town. But that's how official they were. You understand what I'm saying? But they done took over M Unit, beat up the police. You understand what I'm saying? Holding them in their hostage, letting them know, get up out here. We're not having it. And they got all types of people in there trying to get to them, and they got us locked down to shoot. I mean, they're supposed to bring the food like 5 o'clock, 4:30, 5 o'clock. They're supposed to bring dinner. They didn't bring dinner that night until like 3 in the morning, because they was busy dealing with this. That's how official they was. You know what I mean? Just like when I was in Atwater. You know, I guess I'll give you a couple of different stories. Just let me ride. I'm just reminiscing. It's like when I was in Atwater, the SURs was so official that they was knocking out a police at least 3 times a week. If a police didn't get punched in the face 3 times a week by one of the SURs, you understand what I'm saying? That's Sureno is another fraction. If they didn't get punched in the face by one of them, it was an excellent week, you know? But that's why after the officer got bodied over there, you know what I mean? That was, you know, that wasn't by the Surenos, but, you know, they, you know, it was allegedly by, you know, one of the little Guam homies. You know, they said he stabbed the dude, you know, but he pled guilty to it and told him straight up. Anyway, I'll tell y'all about that again if you want to know a little bit more detail about that. But anyway, so, you know, we over there, and after the officer got bodied, even though it was the Guam car that, you know, bodied the CO, they wound up moving all the SURs first. They just started going to all their cells with their little prison card and say, come on, pack up. You know what I mean? They had nothing to do with it, saying pack up. And we never saw them again. They wound up getting rid of every SUR that was on the compound and started over fresh, you know, months later, because they left us locked down for 6 months. Imagine being locked in the cell for 6 months. The door never opened for 6 months. They never took us to a shower. You know what I mean? All they did was bring a roll of toilet paper and throw it in there. When you ran out of toilet paper, you had to wait till the next week. I mean, you know, dudes was taking a wash rag that they washed their face and their body with, you know what I mean, and started using it for their ass rag. You know what I mean? So if you youngins want this, go on and do what you got to do. Go in there and use your washcloth to, you know, the washcloth to wipe yourself. You know what I mean? They didn't let us go to commissary. They didn't let us buy stands. Couldn't write our family. Couldn't use a phone. We couldn't even put our motions in the court. And, you know, if you think I'm well, and God, I got receipts for everything, because I already knew I was living through history there the same way I lived through it on the street. I got the actual memorandum. that the United States Department of Justice and the Federal Bureau of Prison put out, saying that, you know, to all the courts, letting them know anybody on our compound Their case is suspended indefinitely. They won't be contacting you. Don't contact them. Just put their case on hold. That's the first time in American history they did that. Those of y'all that been to BOP know what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? Just like when Janet Reno locked down Lewisburg for the crack law, riot they had over there. You understand what I'm saying? That was the first time in history. I was blessed to be there too. You know what I mean? I say blessed because if I had to live through crap, I like to live through historical crap. It give me more stories to tell y'all on YouTube and, tell my grandkids and let y'all know. Send a nigga a cash app. Stop the games, man. You know what I mean? You know what time it is. The game is to be sold, not told. Y'all getting some real insight, man. You see how I just flow this like a sweet current flow of water? In the 5% of the nation of God's earth, that's called, wisdom. I'm wisdoming. You know what I mean? I'm wisdoming like a sweet current flow of water, which is equivalent to mathematics because it all adds up. Pay attention. Cash app on the screen. A lot of game, a lot of jewels. I'm not going to be here all day. I just want to just do this to just drop this off to let you know, my man Lupe, I got your comment. I know it was a while ago. I'm going through the comments now, and I'm writing down the comments, for what people are saying. Hit the like button. Hit the emoji at least if you ain't got a cash app. Give me, I don't care if it's the diamond, the little fist like this is the one I like, whatever. Just shoot me a bunch of emojis in the comments and just say hashtag UMA. You know what I mean? Or hashtag keep it going. You know what I mean? Let's keep this thing going. We're a team. We're a family. Got you for the day. Don't feel no way. And the number on the screen right there, I do answer that phone call. But that also costs you a cash app, nigga, because my time is valuable. You know what I mean? So y'all got a lot of questions. You want to talk to me personally, hit me on there and you already know the cash app work. All right? So let me give this outro. Make sure y'all watch these pictures. Make sure y'all watch the ending of this video because I got pictures, from the holidays with me and my family celebrating, the holidays. So watch the whole video. I added pictures in this. All right?
Cheers, cheers, toast the crime, toast the crime, the crime, the crime, the crime. What?
Fresh out the can of 26, yeah. He back on the strip, getting back in the mix. Yeah. What he mentions a gift. Bruh. You stand up 10 toes down, and I suggest you pay attention to this. Real. Take a little gully posse and put it in Harlem. He cut from the bottom, came up from the bottom. Drop the book, you should go and get it. The Instagram page and the YouTube, you could go and visit. Yeah. Then you could consider yourself LinkedIn. Real. Sit front row and get Jews from a kingpin. How he went through it, so you ain't gotta go do it. To not pay attention would be stupid. Talking about a man that probably put your grandfather on. Probably the reason that him and your grams got along. A man that generated millions on the block, did his time, never squilling to the cops, Mecca audio. Get it live like 2 G's in the 90s. Drop top beamer so shiny. I let shorty go, she was whining. Treat her like my past, she behind me. Spin a couple bands on the Dapper Dan. You be back again, getting green like a Packers fan. No cap, it's a roaring uptown. They be horn uptown, Dominican bust downs. Now we on the positive, we got a lot to give. Now he trying to stop the kids from being inoperative. So take heed, homie, lend a ear. He started in uptown, he gon' finish dead. But now it ain't about selling drugs, buying cars. It's about buying property to make the community ours. So we can give back to the youth them, cause they the truth them, and bless up to all the root men.